Hello everyone, my name is Valerie. I'll be doing a tutorial on Photoshop on how to create this rays of light um, effect. And it's a very simple process, so if you're a beginner, this will be very useful to you, very good tip. So I already created a layer on Photoshop, which you can do right here by pressing the little plus sign and it will automatically create a layer for you. I'm going to do this on top of my character here, so it looks like the light is shining onto her. And I'm just going to start with your brush and use the hard round on your default brushes, general brushes, under general brushes, the hard round. And size is, I guess, default 175 would be fine. Just big enough so you know what you're seeing. So I'm just going to create a little dot right here. Just like a little curvature, arch area. Not too much so it won't overwhelm my image, but I think this is just enough just to get some corners. Then you want to, start it in the corner area of your image. It can be right here or right here, wherever, or even in the middle, depending on how you want your image to look. But this is enough to get started. All right, with that, I'm going to take my smudge tool. And then if you don't see it, you just hold down on it, and then it'll be like this little tab that will say blur, sharpen, and smudge. And the smudge tool looks like a little finger pointing. So you click that. And you want to keep the strength at 55%, 60, depending on how strength you like your brushes, but it's a very powerful smudge to effect, so just be careful. The lower, the better, but it all depends on your control of how you want the brush to look like. All right, so with that, we're going to get started, and we're just going to take it from the top of the corner, and then with your drawing pen or even your mouse, you can just make a smudge like that. So I don't know, I remember in elementary when you used to make sun, like a sun at the corner. Basically the same thing, and you have just the rays of lights. It's a good way, making a good example. So yeah, you just do this and you just go through the curve and make as many of these little rays or strokes as you want. And then you just keep making them longer by going into the middle of the stroke and just scribbling it down, smudging it down. There we go. Words. So yeah, so it kind of looks like that. Yeah, so if you want to make the strokes more bigger, you just go to like the end or the middle of it, and you just create more. And you can make these as long or short as you want to. And then you can also adjust your brush settings, your brush size, if you want to get more like thicker strokes like this. Just give it some more value. That's probably a little bit too big, but just enough to give it more light effect. Because rays of sun, they're like different thickness of light. And you can already see it's starting to look like there's light shining on her. And then if you don't like the edges are too long or too short, or too long, there we go. If the strokes are too long, making jokes here, adult jokes, you just go back. But this is all tutorial jokes, tutorial stuff here, so people are going to be laughing, but You guys know what I mean. And that's basically it. You just go back and forth. And if you want to be very specific, sorry, words. I click on the shift key on my keyboard, and I just click on one point to the other point, and it will make a diagonal line, and it'll make my stroke edges more straighter. Oh, and don't worry about that. That happens very often. And you can also adjust your brush size as small or big as you want it to. And if you want to erase them, you're more than welcome to. I recommend keeping the brush size of your eraser, which is right here, at a very small size. And I just do that diagonal thing. I shift click on my keyboard. Oops. And just make little adjustments. Oops. And those all right. Those will and these eraser strokes will also help with the light effect too. And then we're just gonna go with our smudge tool. And I'm just blurring out the eraser lines. Those a little bit bigger. Don't worry about that. Mm-hmm. That looks nice. So I'll just save that. And that's pretty much it. And if you want to make it much more better, give it more of that this heavenly look, you can use soft light just to give it some softness to it, and overlay if you like that. And then you just mess with the opacity settings, and then you can make it as dim or bright as you want it to be. Screen will also do the same thing too. You just mess with the opacity settings. And another one would be lighten, and this will be all on your layers. And these are all stuff you can use to adjust your light effect on that. So from normal, so that's the way it looked when we first started, to depending on what you want to look like. This is a lightning screen. Oh, they're pretty much the same. But overlay, I use the soft light. But soft light, overlay, screen, lighting, those will be probably the best tools or tabs for you to use when creating this lighting effect. But that's about it. I hope this was a good tip for you guys when creating in your images. And I wish you all the best in your creative journey. And I'll post more tips and tricks of Photoshop stuff in the future. Thank you all for joining me. Y'all have a nice day. Bye bye.